It's been a minute. Actually, it's been a year. And if I'm being honest, it wasn't some grand plan to step away from making videos. Life just happened. Between work, daily grind, building out this Class B camper, fishing tournaments, there just wasn't enough time to dedicate to making videos. Goal's always been the same, traveling further from the house, fishing new waters, exploring more, and having new adventures. So it's been a pretty cold, snowy winter in Ohio. So we're gonna shake off the rust and we're gonna head south to Florida and go fish Lake Okeechobee. New rig, same hobby, and zero expectations. Well, maybe a few. Man, I miss this. I enjoy being on the road. Let's go to work. I just crossed into Florida, and according to every road trip law in existence, I am legally required to stop here. My first time at a Buc-ee's. I thought I built a big van, but this place makes it look like a toy. It's 50,000 square feet of snacks, 100 gas pumps, and somehow the cleanest bathrooms in America. It's basically a theme park and happens to sell gas. Well, that was an experience. Well, after 2 days and 20 plus hours and 1,195 miles, I made it to Okeechobee, Florida. I just checked into my harvest host at the Club O, Orioles Club in Okeechobee, Florida. It's something new to me, harvest host. I'm hoping for a nice, quiet, peaceful, restful evening and hopefully a good meal at the O Club. And I will see y'all tomorrow for day one on Lake Okeechobee. Good morning, and welcome to day one here at the Big O. I slept pretty well here at the Club O last night. This is the first time using the Harvest Host app. I think it's going to be a pretty good tool to have in my arsenal for this upcoming season. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the road traveling this season. This morning we're going to be meeting up with Captain Ray Brunetti. Ray is a Florida guide and a Straightup Fishing app subscriber. Ray is hopefully going to keep us out of trouble today and on the fish. The water levels here are extremely low, and this massive body of water can be intimidating. Ray's local knowledge is going to come in quite handy. We're going to launch today on the north end, mostly because of the weather report. They're calling for winds to be 10 to 15 for today, but tomorrow they're calling for south winds at 20 with gusts up to 30. The south end is going to be more protected from that wind than the north end tomorrow. That south wind's going to muddy up the northern end of the lake for tomorrow, and if anything is true that I've heard about fishing Florida lakes, you've got to find that clean water. So that south end around South Bay and the aquarium are going to be a better bet for tomorrow. If you guys are coming down to Florida and want some guidance on these Florida lakes, contact Ray. I'll leave his contact information down below. Time to see what the Big O has for us. I'm gonna finish getting dressed. Let's go to work. Well, plan A went out the window fast. The north end was completely dead, and to make matters worse, the trolling motor started fighting us the whole time. Captain Ray and I looked at the graphs, looked at the motor, and made the call. It's time to pull the plug and put it on the trailer and make the hour run south to Clewiston. Florida fishing can be area driven. Even the drive down was wild, past a massive island fire out on the lake. But we're resetting, new ramp, new water. Finally made it to Clewiston, dropped the rig in, navigated through the locks, and made the run out to South Bay. Strategy right now is to pick apart the grass and try to salvage the afternoon. It's a completely different world down here on the south end. We're going to grind this out for a bit, and if it doesn't fire, we're making a late day push deep into the aquarium. It's time to make a move. This area is getting blown out by all this wind. Let's head back into the aquarium. Late in the afternoon, we finally pushed back into the aquarium and we fished it right up till dark. I didn't have the cameras rolling for the loadout because we were scrambling in the pitch dark. But here's the reality check. After fighting that trolling motor all day, Ray and I decided we were making a massive audible for day 2. We're packing up and heading north to the Harris chain and fishing out of his boat tomorrow. New water, new rig, clean slate. Let's see what day 2 brings. Before we launch the boat for day 2, if you guys are enjoying the journey so far, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. For this episode of TJS Bassin, I've partnered with Captain Ray Brunetti and ZF Fishing Guide Services to put us on the fish. And a massive shout out to the Bait Lab for providing all the baits for this trip. They are the true definition of where handcrafted art meets fishing science. All right, let's get back on the water. Ray, what'd you catch this one on?
Yeah, we're flipping a little D-bomb. First catch, yeah, nice little guy, 1.5 pounds, maybe 1.75 pounds. First catch on the new boat for ZF Fishing. Got Tom out here, Harris Chain of Lakes, a little bit of practice. His first trip to Florida, skunks off the boat.
All right, the first Florida bass. Got that skunk off of me. I'm happy. Not a bad one for a first one. He's hooked pretty good. If I can get him unhooked. Yeah, no, I'm not getting him unhooked. There we go. Florida staple speedworm, June bug, 3/16.
Well, here we go. Again, speedworm strikes again in practice. Nice one. We're here in a couple foot of water. 2.3 feet of water. Nice fish.
Ray, what kind of equipment are we working with today?
Today we're running a 7.2 Shimano Poison Adrena, 50-pound braid, spear point 4/0 hook, 3/16 ounce. But the real magic is this this speedworm from the Bait Lab. You know, traditional black and blue. This is a 5-inch speedworm. It's not the 7-inch big one. But the big deal is we've got 3, 4 of them now, and it's still using the same bait. So anyway, nice windy day. Weather's starting to warm up, so it's been a good day.
What's your gear ratio that you're using on your reel there?
This one's an 8-to-1. Oh, it's a Metanium. Sorry about that. Shimano Metanium. So left-handed, because we look at the world in a different way.
That right there is a wrap up on our Florida trip. If you've been following the pro circuits lately, you know exactly how tough the fishing has been down here. They've had massive cold fronts push south over Florida the last couple of weeks that completely shocked these fisheries. You can look up the tournament results. Even the guys on the MLF and BASS tours were struggling to put together big bags on Okeechobee and the Harris Chain. The bite was just incredibly stingy. But when conditions get that tough, you have to adapt and rely on baits you can trust. For Ray and I, the absolute difference maker was downsizing to that 5-inch June bug speedworm from the Bait Lab. It was the exact right profile to get those finicky fish to commit when nothing else was working. And honestly, Florida was just a warm-up. This season's schedule is an absolute whirlwind, and we've got some massive faraway adventures coming up fast. In just a couple of weeks, we are heading down to Riviera, Maya, and Tulum for a saltwater fishing trip. On top of that, I'm going to be fishing as a non-boater in 3 of the Toyota Series Northern Division tournaments, which is going to be interesting and something new. But what I'm most fired up about are the trips on the books to get out on the water with other Straight Up Fishing subscribers. especially the big Straightup Fishing retreat coming up this April. It's going to be a wild year. Huge thanks to Captain Ray for putting us on them to kick it off. We'll see you guys on the next adventure.